As we all know, there have been a shit ton of supposedly #1 demons previewed and milked the hell out of for views recently. In any given month, there are at least a couple dozen of these levels being worked on, and I'm not including the random shitty layout someone whips up in an hour and then abandons. Seems like 90% of levels that gain traction in the community are of this variety, and that doesn't really make a lot of sense because there are other difficulties besides top fucking one, you know? People don't really seem to care about quality or memorability, as most of these levels are pretty forgettable and made only for the free views. In this video, I'm going to be going over my theory for why creators constantly feel the need to shove difficulty down the throats of their levels, and explaining why I believe that this is a problem. Let's begin. It's not exactly news to anyone that every 9-year-old in the community beats off to the thought of a new top 1. Ever since 1.9, the verification videos of levels like Cataclysm, Bloodbath, and Sonic Wave have garnered insane amounts of attention, causing certain YouTubers to wonder if maybe they could replicate this success. Whenever a new top 1 was in the works, a bunch of people would upload clickbaity videos such as showcasing the building process, verification progress, or making a layout in a similar style and calling it an unofficial sequel, much of these garnering thousands of views, and pumping out stolen content faster than their dads pumped themselves out to go get the milk became such a habit for these people that they got pissed at the owners of the content for, understandably, copy striking them. Knowing that Extreme Demons were an exploitable gold mine and that all GD players had a fetish for these tight wave corridors, these YouTubers decided to increase the supply of hype levels by making their own, an example being Nero, who made Abyss of Darkness and then milked hundreds of thousands of views from it. Other creating teams followed suit, and eventually upcoming top 1s became the majority of famous levels in the community. By the way, if you're enjoying the video so far, consider subscribing for more videos like this one. It helps me out a lot. But why is this even a problem? Well, there are tons of reasons why the oversaturation of top 1s can't be a good thing for this community. First of all, the vast majority of these extremes are about as memorable as a Tosh Deluxe upload. Who 5 years from now is gonna say, hey, remember Slaughterhouse? Boy, that was such a good level! Most #1 demons nowadays have absolutely nothing unique about them. It's quite obvious that they were built for the sole purpose of cashing in on free views rather than creating a quality work of art. And it makes sense why they do this. Why bother with trying on anything from medium demon to top 10 when the most attention you can get in this game is from your 8-second part in a mediocre top 1? That leads us to my next point, the overlooking of quality creations. Instead of making a bunch of soulless top 1s, why not, you know, actually make a good level? The reason for this is because levels with actual effort put into them are nowhere near as successful, with notable exceptions such as Limbo and Ascension to Heaven. Apparently this level has to be rated because it's hard and historic, and not rating it would ruin the demon list only applies if the demon in question is an atrocity. RobTop is incredibly inconsistent with his rating standards. A bad top 1 seems more likely to be featured than a good level, even if the good level is also a top 1. And if a level isn't featured, it doesn't get sent out to very many people, making it unlikely that it gains traction in the community, thereby discouraging creativity. And on the note of discouragement, let's talk about the demotivation this causes for players. As you probably know, the majority of GD community events are some player beating a hard level so that someone like me can talk about it for 10 minutes while Home We're Finally Landing plays in the background. But if we keep going with such an unsustainable rate of hardest demons, this could likely evaporate. The main issue brought up when talking about oversaturated top 1s is the fact that, shockingly, when you increase the skill ceiling so fucking fast that it becomes virtually impossible to keep up with, some players might be a little demotivated to try. Even if you couldn't care less about the quality of levels being produced, you've got to admit that this is some serious shit. The rapid pace of new top 1s makes it increasingly likely that new players will be discouraged from attempting to climb to the top, or that established players will quit due to being unable to keep up with it. This is one of the things that some believe could kill GD. To summarize, this problem exists because every creator knows that 8-year-old Geometry Dash players can't stop jacking off to Sakupin circles for long enough to look at an actually good level. And I believe that this is a detriment to the community for the 3 reasons I mentioned before: the cluttering of the feature tab with uninspired and mediocre levels, the overlooking of actually good levels, and the discouragement of players due to the rapidly rising skill standards. I'm not trying to say that we should stop making top 1s altogether. They can be great centers of hype for the community when done right, but when overdone to the volume that they are now, they do more harm than good. They need to be made sparingly and have extra thought and care put into making them the best levels that they can be to avoid the above issues. I know it can be tempting to remake a shitty impossible layout for easy views, but please. So how can we resolve this problem? Well, we can start by making sure that we give more attention to the quality levels being created. By liking, sharing, and commenting on them, we can hopefully cause a decrease in top 1s and an increase in other types of levels to hopefully a healthier ratio. And if you're a creator or host who's toying with the idea of lazily making another one of these demons, just don't.